In this video, I'm going to teach the 6 healing sounds as outlined by Li Qingyun in this book, The Immortal. And this gentleman lived to be 256 years old, and so I'd like to do the healing sounds his way. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to do just an overview, all 6 sounds, kind of teach them, and then I'm going to produce 6 separate videos, which will actually be practice videos that you can do at your own pace or at your own time. So they won't have a lot of talking because they're designed to be something you can just like, okay, I need help just holding the space while I do this 36 times. And so by the time you've done it for 2 weeks, you're going to be sick if I'm doing any talking in there because you'll have heard it. So I'm going to do those just as sit down practice. And this is the one that's going to have all the talking. So if this is where you need to be to learn the sounds, and that's where you need to go to practice the sounds, the other ones. Let's start off with some of the basic things. So he did these sounds without any movements, it seems like, between the hours of 11 and 3 in the afternoon, which is the peak yang time of the day. And so it's really nice to do a yin practice. And he did all 6 breaths, as he called them. And he said that if you've got a medical condition, you want to do them with a posture and you want to do them 36 times. And so 36 times, you're going to get sick of talking or counting. And if you're watching my videos, it's great. But I'm going to use this while I'm doing the videos to count my breaths. Because it's hard. 1, 2, oh, did I lose count? You know. So this way, I just move my finger each time. When I get back to the big ball, I'm back at 36. So I just made this up yesterday. It's really rustic. 36 beads, 36 counts. And that's the practice he recommends for deep healing of any kind of condition. Let's just jump right into the first healing sound, which is going to be for the lungs. And the posture for that sound is going to be just holding your arms behind your back. And so I'm going to kind of clasp them like this. That's just kind of my way. And I think the key thing is that it's for the lungs. So the idea is to have the chest somewhat open. So if this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, just modify. In fact, you could probably just do it like this with the chest more open, would be my guess, because that feels kind of the same energetically. There's a little bit of something different, but modify. And then the sound is your teeth are together and you're just doing a s, you're just doing it like a snake, s, a hiss. Pretty simple. Tongue position, it's right next to the teeth. Some people say press against the lower teeth, but basically that's kind of the position. I feel it pressing against the sides of my teeth as well. But if you're making that sound, I think you got it. That's for the lungs. Then we'll do the kidneys. And the kidneys are basically, you're just grasping your knees. So however that feels comfortable for you. I like to keep my back straight. There's a tendency, especially when I'm doing a video like this, to look up at you guys. But I would probably be looking down at the floor if my back is straight. And then the sound is just, they say it's blowing is the name of the character in Chinese. So it's just a blow, as if you're blowing out candles, except for slow and drawn out with a little ch at the beginning. So chew is how I spell it. And chew is how you would do it. Chew. Now for the liver, I like to, got my big recliner out. We're going to, he says cross the hand. So it could either be like this or you could do this. Either one would be a cross. But basically at the base of the skull, base of the head, right at the neck. And I like the recliner because if I'm going to do it 36 times, I want to relax. So my spine is straight, and which makes me looking up a little bit because I'm leaned back. And I like to put, you could do the elbows in. I think the elbows out. Again, opening everything up is always ideal. So, and the sound is just hushing. So it's shh. And he says to close the eyes, and, and he was sitting and probably out in nature. So he's either on a rock or on the ground. So he's probably cross-legged, not like we're sitting here, but this is fine for us. This is what we've got. So liver, and then we do the heart. So the heart is the hands are, again, crossed and on the head. And you can do them like this or like this. I kind of like this because I'm stacking my palms right on the center. And again, I like to kind of pull back a little bit of the hands. And then it's as if you're fogging up a glass. The sound is ha, ha, but a little bit more soft. It's a soft sound, as if you're fogging up a glass. So, and then draw it out a little. I like to take deeper breaths for this. You could probably do shallower breaths. That's called the expelling breath for the heart. And then for the spleen, we're going to go into the abdomen. Again, he didn't say cross, just holding the abdomen, so we can just be holding it. And I can relax back since I'm in a recliner. You can sit up straight, however you want to do it is fine. And the sound is so I spell it H-O, but you could also do a it's kind of like a who as well, H-O, but you're really focusing on the last part. So, because you want kind of a guttural feeling or guttural sound in the back of the throat. So this one is just considered normal breathing. So, so what are you doing when you're doing all this with your mind? What's your mind doing? So your mind is either just focusing on the feeling of the feeling the breath, noticing how the breath is coming out, noticing the abdomen, just feeling if you're a feeling kind of person. If you're a visual person, then you can imagine just darkness coming up and out. If you're kind of a visual person, you can imagine, so for the stomach, spleen, there's different colors with each organ system. So the lungs, you might imagine white, beautiful white, bright energy coming back in with the inhale. And then with the dark stuff coming out. So that's one thing. If you're a visual person, you can visualize. It's not part of his instructions, but some people do this. So if you need to have something to do with your mind, so you're not just floating around. So it's kind of good to have a good focus that's going to focus on your intention, which is to clear out stagnant energy. So however that looks, you want to come back to that intention as you're doing the practice. So white for the lungs, the heart is red, fire element. Your liver is green, that's the wood element. The kidneys are blue. And then the stomach, spleen is yellow. So yellow would be the color you'd bring in, and you might be exhaling a dark yellow. You can also think about the emotional energy that's connected with each other. You might be thinking about, okay, letting go of sadness. I'm releasing sadness. You can do that with your mind. With the heart, I'm releasing disappointment, hate, any dislike, letting that all go. Anger with the liver, get rid of anger. I'm getting rid of envy, anything, irritability. With the spleen, your worry. I'm obsessively thinking. I'm letting all the excessive thoughts, I don't need to think about all that. And with the kidneys, you're letting go of fear. Just fear. And excitement too, because they have the same emotional thing on the body. Physiological fear and excitement are the same thing. So you're kind of letting go of those extreme emotions. And then the triple warmer, which I saved for last because I need to move my chair a little. This is my meditation chair. So just lying down. And this one, it's the giggle breath. So it's the triple warmer, so it's balancing everything. There's not a particular color that you would associate with it. And you're doing hee-hee kind of, hee-hee, she-hee. something like that. But it comes out as just, and what you're feeling here is like you're an air mattress or a tire and you're being deflated. Why it's the giggle breath is that if you do a little bit of a pulse, you get kind of a giggle. We're not emphasizing that part of it. I think the deflation is plenty good to dislodge everything that you don't need. So yeah, you're in corpse posture, just everything relaxed and deflating. And that brings that balance back into the whole system. 2 additional tips for when you're doing the practice. Li suggested that you do clashing the teeth together before the practice as well as swallowing saliva. And so we're going to do 6 reps of each. And I'll do a little practice video for that just at the beginning of the playlist, because it doesn't need to be done each sound, just at the very beginning of the practice, whether you're doing 1 sound or whether you're doing 6 sounds. So clash teeth together and then swallow. We'll do it 6 times and with a swallow. And then we'll do a rep. So he didn't specify how many, he just said clash teeth and swallow. So you can improvise if you like, but I kind of picked the 36, 6 reps with 6 swallows. And then the other thing is some of the postures, it might be a little bit difficult to hold for the whole time. I mean, it usually takes about 5 minutes to do 1 sound. Some of them are shorter, depending on the breath length as well. So you might want to find, you're doing it, you get tired, just go down, keep doing the breathing and just relax. And then if you feel like going back into the posture, you can go back into the posture. So just work with your body. You want to be comfortable. So the whole idea of healing sounds is not to be strenuous, but to work at 70% your capacity. Relax. You're releasing stuff. The more you can relax and release, the better. So just be comfortable with it. And if the postures don't work for you, the sounds are, do the sounds. Click on over to the rest of the series, and I'll see you there.